Soroya and the Mullah by Dora Levy Mosanin. I'm a woman from a backward country, a Jewish woman from Iran, a photographer, a collector of memories. I'm on Air France destined for Los Angeles, fleeing my husband of 20 years, Aziz, the man I married when I was 15 and the only lover I've ever known. I will not return to him. A turban mullah shrouded in religious garb slips into the aisle seat next to me and without as much as an acknowledging nod, removes the Quran, touches it to his lips, and reads. I shift uneasily in my seat, an unnecessary reaction, as I am still properly sheathed in my rupush, the dull, brown, mandatory overcoat I must wear in Iran. I should have discarded it in London. I should have left behind when I was no longer bound by the laws and regulations of my home country. He must be in his 30s. His body muscular and solid underneath his ash cloak. His Italian loafers are polished to a high shine, and his black turban is crisply folded. The same mullah who was segregated from women on his flight from Tehran to London on Iran Air, where we changed planes, now finds himself seated next to me. I trace the sharp angles of my Star of David, dangling from my necklace under my rupush. Will the Star of David offend the mullah? Will he curse Allah for seating him next to a Jewish woman? I rest my head against the window and close my eyes. I should have discovered my husband's affair sooner. I did not want to know. I did not want to peel off the winding sheets of denial, to observe with wide open eyes, to endure the consequences, the pain. Aziz was my lover, was my friend, was the lens through which my world came into perfect focus. The essence of licorice and mint wafts from the mullah's breath. The scent of my home, of my country, of the mullahs, now the privileged elite. Their roots have burrowed deep. They're here to stay.
Hoha, forgive me, sister.
My husband's words explode behind my temples. Muslim men dream of fucking Jewish women, Jonam. I shift away from him and look out the window. Soon, far from Aziz, I'll settle in America, in a country where men are not allowed 4 legal wives and as many temporary wives as they please, and where women are not stoned for committing adultery. When I lied to Aziz that the magazine that I freelanced for was sending me to America on a photographic mission, he said, "You have my blessing, Jonam, if you promise to be a good girl." Jonam. How dare he call me that? I wanted to cry out, but I kept my mouth shut and forced a meek smile so that he would sign the documents that would permit me, his wife, to leave my country. I feel the mullah's evaluating stare, and something sparks in me, prompts me to turn and aim an unflinching gaze at him. Our eyes meet for a heartbeat, and the shadow of a fleeting smile part his lips.
Salam, Hoha, hello, sister.
Soroya. My name is Soroya. The mullah shifts in his seat. I smell expensive cologne. Paco Rabanne. Imported from the West, from the great Satan, from the great arrogance, the same country that he feels obligated to curse for the benefit of his colleagues. I survived the Islamic Revolution by developing ingenious ways of sidestepping its horrors. The splash of acid on the street if caught wearing lipstick or mascara. The pull and snap of scissors and razors if hair is visible underneath the chodor. The interrogation and imprisonment of the morality police if caught with a male stranger. In Tehran, in place of the chodor, I wore the tolerated dark, opaque stockings and rupush over dresses of the latest fashion purchased on trips to Europe. A scarf would cover my hair, and my face would wear no makeup. The stewardess arrives with a bottle of wine. Would you like some wine?
God forbid.
I drink half the glass in 3 swallows. The second glass goes down warmer, tangier, intensifies the rush in my veins, stirring added possibilities. My stare lingers on the mullah. I lick my wine-wet, red lipsticked lips and push tendrils of hair back under my scarf. His eyes light up. You might not need alcohol, Aga sir, but I need it badly. I've escaped my husband. Salamati, good health. My husband's having an affair with my best friend.
It happens more often than you think, Khohar.
Not to me.
Even you, sister. Let me tell you why. There are 3 types of women. First, those who do not cover themselves and who do not wear the hijab properly. These women are like public buses where every man is free to ride them. The second, who partially covers themselves, is more like a taxi where only a few men are allowed to ride them. The third, like my modest wife, who covers herself properly in the hijab, is like a faithful donkey. Only one man is allowed to ride them. So, understandably, your friend was like a bus, and naturally your husband was tempted to ride her.
I am rendered speechless. He slips to the edge of his seat, leans back and thrusts his hand deep into his cloak pocket. What is he doing? What is he looking for? Clutching my camera, I shift in my seat further away from him. His hand appears, a white handkerchief crumpled in his fist. My heart slaps against my ribcage. Is a razor concealed in the folds of his handkerchief? Recently in the streets of Tehran, a woman's mouth had been cut for wearing lipstick. My mind races to calculate the fastest route of escape from my seat. If I step over his legs, he will easily grab and stop me. The idea shoots through my mind to smash my camera against his head. I'm about to jump up, spring over his legs and call for help when he raises his hand and reaches the handkerchief towards my face.
Islam forbids women to adorn their lips.
I am not Muslim. The restrictions don't apply to me.
Of course they do. Chastity is required of women of all faiths.
I've lost faith in God.
God forbid. You do not know what you are saying. Sister, you're lost. You are confused.
Yes, I am most certainly confused. I don't understand what my husband could ever see in my best friend to make him risk losing me.
Quite common. Women are often confused by nature. A pious man can be of great help.
I pour another glass of wine. Let him go to hell. Let him dictate his restrictions and beliefs to his own timid wives. I stand up and stretch my body to its full, impressive height. I untie my scarf and I loosen my hair. I linger on every mother-of-pearl button meant to breathe life into an otherwise dreary coat and glide out of it. His gaze glides up my bare calves. Velvet skirt, silk camisole, and lingers on my Star of David pendant. A hint of blush rises in his cheeks and onto his forehead. He shuts the Quran, touches his lips to the cover, a farewell kiss, before he tucks it in the pocket of the front seat. Having finally distanced himself from his religious constraints, he sheds the pretenses forced upon him to reveal the man that he is: sexual, vigorous, and involved. He pulls out a handkerchief and wipes the sweat from his forehead. My lipstick.
Many thanks.
Bold move, flirting in public with a special treat, a Jewish woman.
Would you like some more wine, my lovely?
Yes, I would. He pours me a glass, then settles back. Did I hear him murmur lovely under his breath or some such pronouncement?
Do you care to be my temporary wife?
Excuse me, I'm Jewish, you know.
Yes, of course. Still, it's the proper thing to do. There isn't much to it. For a night or two, or as long as you wish, I'll perform the religious ceremony myself at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel where I'm staying.
A short prayer will legally join us as man and wife, remove religious barriers, free him to fuck me. Once done, he will repeat divorce 3 times, and the union will be annulled as if it had not occurred in the first place. Nothing to it. A respected Ayatollah recently endorsed temporary marriages based on the assumption that men are in need of physical comfort, and the post-war strain economy made marriage expensive. Just imagine Aziza Soroya becoming the temporary wife of Mullah she met on an airplane ride to America. I relish the sound of Aziza's tormented voice. How could you, Junam? How in the world could you? I reach out and grab the mullah's hand. I am mesmerized by his long fingers, the nail bed square. I touch his fingertips to my lips. I can feel their warmth, the pulse at the tip of each finger. How could you, Junam? How in the world could you? Of course I can. Why not? I can, and I will. Memories are not forever, are they? Shattered by one, they may be recreated by another. I snap my case open and lift up my camera. I am a photographer. I would like to photograph you for my private collection. May I?
I am for you. My card. My phone number?
I do not know what the stars have in store for me, but what I know is that revenge must be extracted with patience and complete emotional detachment. I tuck his card into the inside pocket of my purse and offer him a smile.